Welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Thanks for joining us. We're so excited to be back. Hey, Susan, how are you doing?
Hey, Kathy, we're ready to roll today. I'm very excited. And if you haven't done it yet, now is the time to follow our podcast so you never miss one of our episodes. Just search for Bachelor Happy Hour in the podcast app and hit the follow button and scroll down till you see Golden Hour. And that's us.
Yep. And, people ask why hit follow. I can tell you why you want to hit the follow button so that you never miss a new episode because you'll get notified every time there's a new one. And while you're there listening to our podcast, leave us a review. Tell us what you think. We love hearing from you.
And make sure to check out all of our past episodes. We've been having a lot of fun. We answer your questions, so keep your questions coming to bachelornation.com/golden hour. We have some great questions today that we'll get into with our very, very special guest.
Today, only today, our Bachelor Nation star, Kylee Russell, is here. Hi, Kylee. Thanks so much for joining us. We're so excited to be chatting with you. I have so many questions. We don't know where to begin.
You're adorable. Thank you.
Thanks, ladies. I am so excited. I have been dying to meet you. So just to get to talk to you today, I am kind of freaking out inside. Lots to cover, but I'm so excited to be talking about it with you and then hopefully get some advice from my big sisters.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Big sister. You hear that, Susan? Big sister. Okay, first, Kylee, I want to tell you, the three of us have something in common. So I listened to your podcast with Serena and Joe, and we'll get into that in a bit. But Susan, the three of us have a lot in common. She loves Christmas. When I was on The Golden Bachelor, that was one of the things I said. I was obsessed with Christmas. But more importantly, she loves tequila, my favorite drink. Am I right? And Susan, are you ready?
Always.
And guess what else, Susan? What? She loves all things Italian. Loves Italian food. Are we sisters or are we sisters?
You'll love me's meatballs then.
I was about to say, I need to try your meatballs, Susan. Yeah. And then I definitely think we're sisters, definitely separated at birth. So let's get together soon.
Are you Italian?
I'm not Italian. I think always the first question someone asks me when they meet me is like, okay, Kylee, what are you? Because my look is so ambiguous. But my mom is fully white. And then my dad is half Black, half Cherokee Indian. So I'm a little bit of a mutt.
No wonder you're beautiful.
You are gorgeous. You are just so gorgeous. Much.
It's always a good conversation starter.
So you live in San Diego, yes?
Yeah.
I live in San Diego. I moved there back in February with Jess from the show. I'm actually in North Carolina. I'm visiting my family right now, but San Diego.
Are you in Charlotte? Are you in Charlotte?
I'm in Charlotte. Yes, born and raised here.
Told you I did my research.
My ex-husband's from Charlotte.
Oh no! If I see him, I'll give him the evil eye. If that's what you want me to do.
No, we're good friends. He lives here now, but that's where he was
we
born
love him. But yeah, no, definitely gonna settle back in Charlotte one day.
So tell me about life in San Diego. That's like the best climate on the universe.
And that's something I'm still coping with. That's a big reason why I'm here with my family, just because, like I said, it's been a year of him and I, but the 6 months post me finding out of his infidelity has just been so hard. And although everyone, especially on the internet, has told me, Kylee, like, you deserve better, it's time to walk away, that's still a lot easier said than done. Yes. Especially when you love someone so much, like I did Avon. And so I think right now I'm just in my healing era and trying to find the ability just to kind of have my own life in San Diego, which is Kylee, her being single and just kind of settling with myself and being by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, when I listened to you talking on Serena and Joe's podcast, a couple of things I just want to say, and I said this before, I said it to Susan, because she listened to most of it but missed this part. You said that, the drawer, if he could do the work, you said all these things. And I said to Susan, she doesn't know it yet, but the door is closed. Did I not, Susan? Yes. You said, and you just didn't know it yet. But we are happy for you that you are a mature, beautiful lady. And the fact that you've made a decision that works for you is, I mean, what else can you say? It's going to take time to heal.
Yeah, I wish I think what I've been saying to everyone, I wish I could close my eyes and blink to a couple of months ago, couple of months from now, excuse me, because I want to be healed already. I'm tired of being sad. But I know that just takes time. This is my first ever heartbreak. I've never been in love before or honestly had a real relationship.
How old are you again, Kylee? 26?
26.
Kylee, would you mind sharing what happened?
Yeah. So, after finding about the infidelity, I was like, okay, I don't think I can be with this man any longer.
Was it just a one-time fling or was it a relationship?
So post finding out, it was a period of us just trying to mend that trust back and to kind of get back to where we once were. And I will say in the beginning, he was doing the work. He was going to therapy. He was ensuring that my move to San Diego went smoothly, and he was there for me and he was providing for me, and it was great. But I'll be 100% honest, I'm human, and there was still a small part of me that was holding back.
The trust.
I wanted, it was the trust.
Right.
Yeah. And so I was hoping, I was like, can you please just give me grace? Like, I know I can get to where I was before. I just need time. And then also too, I was in this mental battle of moving to a new place. Yeah. I want to say that I moved for myself and for the new experience, but a big part of my reason behind the move was for him, of course. And so I was trying to cope with the fact that I was miles away from my family, not knowing anyone. I was starting a completely new job. I was just simply trying to get my footing, plus battling with mending a relationship that was so broken. So I was just on the outside, I was like, okay, I'm good. It's fine. But on the inside, I was really battling with a lot. And I didn't think it was noticeable, but unfortunately, it kind of took a toll on him in a sense of he felt as though he was putting in all of this work. But a lot of what I was doing wasn't reciprocating all the love that he was giving me, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense.
Yeah. So about a month ago, we had a big, tough conversation. Him kind of expressing to me, hey, I'm doing all of this. I want this to work, but I still feel like you're holding back. I don't know if this is going to work anymore. I think that was kind of my punch in the gut, oh my goodness.
Wake up call.
I was thinking wake up call.
If you want to be with him, you need to be with him. You need to really put things into gear and try to make this work and give him 100% like he's been giving you. And so that was actually our 1 year from meeting from paradise was that week. And we had already planned we had already planned a little getaway to Malibu. And so I was like, Avon, I know you're pretty closed off right now, but please just give it some time. Let's go to Malibu. Let's see if we can kind of rekindle what we've lost. We had a great time in Malibu. I honestly feel as though I felt like I did when I was first meeting him. 3 weeks after that, it was really, really good. I was so excited. I almost had that giddy feeling back. And another thing that I was mentally kind of going back and forth with is at some point I have to make this relationship public again. And what was holding me back from that, it was I know the public scrutiny that's going to come from doing that. And so before I do that, I need to know for a fact he's my man and I'm sticking beside him.
You're saying it's either in or out because we can't go back and do this. Yeah.
Right. Yes, ma'am. And so that 3 weeks I was thinking, sorry, no, it's just self me. It's not because you're old. No.
I just mouthed to everyone who's listening. I said, she called me ma'am. I mouthed that and she said exactly what all beautiful young and trust me, this girl is gorgeous. By the way, can I just say, I don't want to interrupt, but I just want to say, if this is what you look like grieving a relationship and in your healing era, I want to find a guy just to break up with him because you are glowing. You are beautiful. You are, truly, you are gorgeous.
Everybody wants to eat well, but if we're being honest, for one reason or another, bold and spicy or sweet and savory.
Forces as an Army Green Beret, and I was
the Kindle reading pillow.
Give somebody the
The end. Shop Amazon to find the perfect thing and celebrate every day.
I do have a personal question though. Sometimes
Yes.
you can forgive somebody. The trust,
Right.
was it in your head you were thinking, I couldn't handle him making a fool out of me again and doing it a second time?
Are you talking in regards to like making the relationship public again? Why I was kind of weary.
Because that's
about
different.
doing it?
Dating in public, it's a whole
Yeah.
different thing.
It certainly
Well,
is.
I will say I do have a little bit of PTSD because the last time I went public with him, my world literally shattered in front of me. I definitely 100% trusted him and still trust him now just because I saw the shift in energy that he was giving. And I honestly think his world was rocked so badly with everything that he would never do that, not only to me, but to anyone else. So so the 3 weeks went great. I was like, okay, I'm about to go public with him. I need to prove to him, even though like I feel like I didn't necessarily, it wasn't really my responsibility to prove to him, but I was like, I want to make this work.
Mhm.
And so, right, it was 4th of July week. So this is really fresh. And I was so excited because Jess was going home back to Florida. And so I was going to be in San Diego basically by myself. And I was like, we're going to have the best week together. Like it's going to feel like normal. And I went to Austin, Texas with some of the Bachelor girls. So I get back from Austin, Texas, and I could just feel like this like energy shift, this mood shift. He was acting very dry. He just wasn't himself. So I get home, we have a big long conversation, and he chose to end things. He said,
Okay, we're
that-
both sitting there with our mouths hanging open.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get a little emotional. I know, but it's okay.
It's
So he
okay.
just
I
said,
cry
It's
all the
okay, honey.
time.
It's
Don't worry
okay.
about it.
Crying's
No,
good for you.
I just, it's still so fresh.
Were you
But
shocked?
he's,
Yeah.
I honestly was. So yes, I was a little shocked just because we had we had the same conversation about a month ago, but then we were doing so good, and he kept emphasizing in the month that we were doing so well. Like honestly, Kylee, like I see things going far with us. It feels like it did back then. So I was shocked. Yeah. It was definitely a tough conversation. I don't really want to speak for him, but basically what he had to say was some days he felt he would wake up and he would think he had such great hope for us, think that we could get to where we needed to be to have a forever future together. And then other days he woke up and he was just like, there's so much damage that I have done personally. I don't think our relationship will ever recover from that. And he said that I didn't deserve someone who was unsure about me. And that's why he was taking a step back. So I was screaming, crying, throwing up. I booked a flight to North Carolina to see my mom because when you're sad, the
You
one
need your
person you
mom.
want to see is your
Always
mom.
need your mom.
And so a couple days later, I am still in the healing process. But I will say there were days where I was like, I don't know how I'm going to survive this. Like this pain and this hurt is so heavy.
Yes, it is.
But just looking back at those days and how I'm feeling currently, I'm like, I can do this.
Yes.
It's
That's what I want to hear.
You can.
You
too.
can.
You
like-
can.
You can. Look at us. We just said in unison,
And there's-
Kylee, you can. And you will.
Yes.
Time heals. It does heal. And
You've
Yeah.
learned. Have you learned? Let me ask you this. I can see the hurt. As beautiful as you are, I can see you're hurting, and I'm so sorry you're hurting. And it's easy to say. It's easy to say time will heal. I look at you, and my daughter had her heart broken, almost identical to you. So, you know, I makes me almost start crying because I remember what she went through, and she's happily married now.
Yes.
So, you know, but do you feel like you learned enough that you can move on in a way that made it all valuable? Because I hope that's the case.
Oh, Absolutely. I think there is a reason and a purpose for everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I learned how to love. I've never really been with someone who I've given my everything to.
Mhm.
And I was always scared because in my past, like situationships or flings, I felt as though I was constantly looking for something or someone a little bit better. So I was like, am I
Wow.
always going to have that feeling? Like, am I ever just not going to settle down? Like, that scares me.
Right.
And I said it time and time again with Avon, it was like Justin Bieber, the love of my life, who I've loved since I was a child. If he came up to me and I was with Avon at that time, I probably would have been like, no, Justin Bieber, I don't want you. I'm with Avon Jones.
Oh,
So
so you
it just
felt
goes
real
to show
love. That's what it is. Yes.
I
I think
hope that
that's
you settle on I hope you think about all the positives, the family you have that loves you, the people who love you, the future you have. I know that all probably sounds trite right now,
It does. Yeah. It
right.
does. It's
but
when you're hurting. It's
Nothing.
just,
Yeah, nothing makes it easier, I will say. But like,
what if
I find
Justin called
strength
you
in.
now?
Oh my God. Well, he's with Haley. He's about to
I
be a
know.
dad, so I might have to move to someone else. Um, but I find strength in knowing that just a couple of days ago, I was barely able to get out of bed. I didn't want to talk to anyone. Like, I just wanted to be by myself and my thoughts. And here I am today. Like, I put makeup on. I'm talking to you guys. So like,
You are a beautiful young woman with a
you are,
good head
and
on her shoulders.
I will tell you before, because I had written all these questions after listening to your podcast. I was enthralled by you and your story, and you were so mature, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can't wait to meet this beautiful young lady. And here you are. And I will say to you, based on what I have listened to and heard you say, it's probably not going to make you feel better, but I promise you, honey, you are going to be fine. You are going to
I appreciate
you are going to survive triumphantly. You're going to move forward in a
Thank you,
life.
Kathy.
You will.
I mean, you go through anger, tears,
and if I had a son, you'd be his.
depression, and then you get stronger. We
Yeah.
all have
Right.
gone through it, that broken hearts, that is, and
I remember
gonna
my
heal.
first love. Do you, Susan?
yes, absolutely.
And Aiden was your first love, right?
Her
Yes?
first real love, that's what
Your
she
first
said.
real love?
Hmm.
Oh, it was my first real love, I'd say.
Yeah. You will always carry a piece of him with you, and that's going to make you a richer, lovely human being. It's just, you take
Yeah.
these pieces in your life and it fills your heart.
I hate
what
to
it
use
is.
this
Right.
expression, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You're going to be a lot stronger.
Yes. At the end of the day, he has caused a lot of hurt in my life. I will say even since like the beginning when we were in paradise together and I so was like longing for him just to make that commitment to me and he couldn't. And just after that, it's been a ripple effect. But I don't have any hate in my heart towards him. I know he's a good person and I know he wants to be a good person and he'll be that person for someone else, just not me. And I wish him nothing but the best.
Do
That's
you
a good
truly?
attitude.
Do you truly believe? I know today. Is it truly the door is shut? Like there's no
Yeah,
way.
I just think, I mean, never say never, but at this point, there has just almost like what he said, there has been so much damage that's
Yeah.
done. And we both, in different portions of the relationship, have like given it our all.
Mm.
And unfortunately, it wasn't reciprocated back. So I don't see a world where that happens. But like I said, everything happens for a reason. So if later down the road we find our ways back together, then great. But
If
I
it
just
was
think right
meant
now,
to be, if it was meant to be, some people say it'll be, but right now you do you. You heal
right?
and
Yes,
you
ma'am.
do
So
you.
yeah, I am right. Like I'm so excited because I feel like my San Diego experience so far has been consumed with like our relationship.
Yeah.
But I want to genuinely enjoy San Diego and build a life for myself out
Good
there
for
and
you.
my own life.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to kind of hit the ground running with that.
So I want to know: did your family like him?
My family was obsessed with him
Oh.
prior to everything happening. And then even after the fact, my mom especially was obviously she was kind of hurt because she saw how hurt I was. But she was still his biggest cheerleader because she knew at the end of the day how happy he made me and how much I loved him. So although she didn't necessarily agree with all of the things that he had done, she was willing to kind of move past that if I was willing to move past it.
And how is she right this moment? Can she?
She is very sad for me. I feel so bad for her because I'm like, Mom, I've taken like 10 years off of your life from all the things I put you through. Because she feel like when I'm sad, she feels it so deeply.
We do as parents. I know.
And me being so far away from her, she's just like, I can't be there. So she's like, if you want to come home right this second, we'll figure out a way. Like if it's unbearable for you to live there, you can come back home. But I don't want, I want to do this for myself. I don't want to live in San Diego because.
And you know what? That's going to stretch you. And Aiden, I mean, San Diego's a big enough place. You don't need to run into each other, right?
Exactly.
Everybody wants to eat rolls and dietary.
This year, a family road.
Building contractors.
You have plans. I know you want to make
Lines and schedule your roof inspection today.
It's not just a house, it's your home. ABCwillhelp.com.
Do you have plans? I know you want to make the most of it, and those are all great catchphrases. You know, I'm going to live my best life and all that. Are you actively going to make plans of things you can do to rebuild your life and tell me about that?
Or just take it a day at a time.
Yeah, so I think right now I'm taking it minute by minute, not even a day at a time.
Good for you.
But I do want to go back to school and get my master's. I plan to do that. I was going to become a nurse practitioner. So I'm jumping back into school to do that. I want to do midwifery school, so where I can actually deliver the babies myself. So that's going to take a toll on my social life, but I'm very excited to kind of build my career. I think at some point I'm going to have to put myself back out there relationship-wise.
That was my next question. When do you think that will be? That's on the back burner right
Time's
now.
on your side.
Time
is on your side, Kylee.
I also am from the South though, so it's kind of you get married early, you have kids early, and that's just what you do. So I want that.
But now you're a surfer girl in San Diego, and the rules are different out there.
Yeah, now I'm on the West Coast, so I can have babies later. But
True.
Well,
would you ever go back on Paradise?
Oh my God. Okay, so I saw the announcement that it's coming in 2025.
I know. I thought it was going to be a golden one. Jeez.
I know. Okay, you guys can join. Like you can. Totally join.
Susan, can you see this? Kathy with a one piece. I'll be a one piece that has a skirt attached, so no one has to look at my thighs. And this girl in her adorable bikini. Oh God, that would be a horror show.
You guys would still all of them in. I don't even know what you're talking about. But I will say when I saw that. I lived, despite everything, I lived my best life in Paradise. And if they asked me to go back tomorrow, I would pack my bags and I would take a flight to Mexico and live my best life once again. So I would definitely go back if asked.
Good.
I think this girl, you may feel like you're living minute to minute, but you know what your answer just told me? You have a heart and you want to share it with someone.
I like it.
I like it. Okay. Well, she's going to Paradise, Susan. You and I,
fingers crossed, ladies.
I'm going to be a chambermaid and you're going to be like a prep in the kitchen. And there it is. No. I just have to ask, did you get a new hairstyle?
I did. So I cut my hair. She is officially a new woman. Like 6 inches of baggage that was weighing me down is no longer there. So I think this is just a fresh start to my new life.
I love it.
Absolutely amazing. And any man is going to be begging to get your attention.
Thank you, Susan.
You are truly beautiful. All right. We do this thing where we get some questions and then we give some advice. Will you join us? Will you give your advice? Because clearly you're
I
a
would
smart
love
woman.
to.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes,
advice with Kylee.
Kylee, there we go. All right, here we go. This first one is from Tracy. She's 41 from Seattle, Washington. Hello, Kathy and Susan and Kylee. I recently started dating a new guy, and he's everything I've wanted for so long. The thing is, he's 29 and I'm 41. We have been together for 6 months and have met each other's family and friends, and it's all gone better than all my past relationships have gone. But my concern is we might be on different timelines for having kids and getting married. He's a serious guy when it comes to dating and seems ready to find the one. I just would need to move very quickly if kids are in our future. I've always dreamed about being a mom, but I'm not sure if it's too early to bring that up since we've only been together 6 months. I also don't want to waste either of our time. Let me know if you have any thoughts or advice on how I should go about this. Thank you so much. Go, Kylee. What do you think?
That's juicy. So my first thing is age is just a number. If he makes you happy and checks all of your boxes, why not? I will say you don't, like you said, you don't want to waste your time or his time. So it's important to have these conversations because they're big conversations and they could set the trajectory of your relationship. So kind of just rip the Band-Aid off, girlfriend. Ask him those questions, even though it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking.
But they've only
you
been
don't know
dating
what's gonna-
6 months.
But 6
I
months
know,
is a
but
while. You get to
why
know
waste-
somebody in 6 months.
Yeah. Why
What are
waste
your
6 more
future plans?
months?
Right.
Yeah.
Susan, who married my son and his wife back in March, officiated it. They talked about everything on the first date. First date.
First date?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I
And
don't know.
then
Well,
why-
there you go. 6 months is a while.
And they're married. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
They should
Yeah.
have that conversation.
She doesn't want to waste 6 more months with him, and that's not something he's wanting. So I say have it.
I do too.
Yeah, because I guess if he doesn't want kids.
We're all in agreement. Big
Yeah.
C, Tracy, communicate.
Yes.
All right. The next one's from Nora. She's 32 from Switzerland, San Diego. Do you know where that is?
I don't.
I think
I'm
she-
so
I think-
geographically
I think
challenged.
she's dual. I think she lives in Switzerland part-time and San Diego part-time.
Okay.
Oh, that would make sense.
Okay. Hi, Golden Gals. My husband and I have been together since 2017, and we got married in 2019. I am originally from Switzerland, and we live in San Diego now, which is where we met. I was here for university. When we first met, got married, I thought I would be okay living in the U.S. with him for the rest of my life. But now I'm feeling really called to move back to be close to my family. My sister just had her first baby, and I feel like I'm missing everything. I also can't imagine not having kids near them. My husband has always said he can't move overseas due to his work, and now we are in a real bind. We love each other very much, but we can't seem to come to an agreement on where to live. I know people say to talk about this before getting married, but I was younger then and have just changed my mind about being so close to my family. Do you have any advice on what I should do? No one has technically given an ultimatum, but if I move, that will likely be the end of our marriage. Any thoughts are appreciated. Wow.
That's hard.
That's your person.
I
You're
know-
in love with him.
Yeah.
Go home
I
and
know from
visit once
experience.
in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know from experience, Susan, because Avon and I had this battle because I wanted to live in Charlotte and he never saw him moving from the West Coast.
Right.
And so I just kept thinking that, okay, we're going to be together. He's going to love me enough to want to do that. And so I
You
feel-
did? That's what
I
you were
feel her
thinking deep
struggle.
down? They
That's
were
what I
your
was
real
thinking.
thoughts?
And then- yeah, I was like, yeah, if he loves me enough, he would. And she already made that sacrifice to live in San Diego and move to the States with him for a little bit. Why can't he make that
Oh, no,
same
no, no. They
No,
met.
no.
No. He's
They
from
met
San
there.
Well,
Diego.
they met.
They met there. She's from
Oh.
Switzerland, went to school there. And now her sisters had a baby.
Okay.
It's kind of like you,
And
really.
he can't go because
Yeah,
of his
that-
career.
This is the Kylee show,
Right.
except that she's married to this guy and he doesn't want to.
That's so.
You know what I
Yeah.
say? I
I
think they got married young and they didn't really think it through.
But that's past. Like, what does she do now? That's what she's asking.
Well,
She
Kylee?
can't go home. And if you love him enough, you're going to stay right by his side, right?
Yeah, I don't really have any advice for her because I was literally her. And
you moved.
I still to this day, and I moved. But I was struggling with the fact in a couple of years when I start a family of my own, I want to be near my family. I want my parents to help raise my kids. So
I think you guys are both living. I think you're both living in a dream world. I think many marriages have broken up because the wife, or, one or the other is like, I love this. Like you just said, Kylee, you've lived in San Diego for a time, but you want to be back in Charlotte. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't think she gave it enough thought. She was young. She was 19. She's now 32. She got married very young, and people change. I don't know.
I was away with Dickie when he was playing ball. We had our children in Texas, and
you moved back to Philly, and you moved.
I wanted to be home with my
and
family.
she got divorced.
Not for years later, though.
Well, she's 32. She met this guy when she was 19, and now they're divorced.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what my husband and I did, Kylee? We didn't live in either place. My husband was from New York State. I was from Massachusetts. He was a military officer initially, so we moved around, and that's how we got to Texas. He went to grad school in Boston, and we picked a place that neither of us had ever lived. And can I tell you?
That's kind of fair.
It was fair, but I missed so much of my family. I missed out on so many things. I did.
But he's the love of your life.
Really hard.
That's a choice.
It's
hard.
Yeah.
And I made that choice, but I'm just saying you miss,
Do
you can't have it all.
Kathy? Do you regret it?
No,
Okay.
I don't. But I'm being honest. It's, we're not living in Disneyland here. I did miss him. I did miss my family.
One. I don't wish that on anybody.
I don't know what to
but
tell her.
Look at you, Kylee. You made that move mostly for him, because of him. But now you're standing on your own 2 feet.
Yep.
You're getting more of your career off the ground. And
Yes,
you're going to be a
ma'am.
nurse practitioner. Go to school. Figure it out.
Yep. I want you, because, Susan and I are the czars here. We want you to focus on building. You're already beautiful. You don't have to work on that. You're beautiful inside and out. Build your life. Go to school. Live your life. I'm getting goosebumps because I know what your future is. I know what your future is.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. And
I appreciate it.
I want you to come back when Susan and I are in wheelchairs still doing this podcast and tell us. I want you to name your first child Kathy and your second one Susan.
Well, you guys are going to be
do
invited
it.
to the wedding, so
I
don't
have
know
to do the wedding. I'll officiate the wedding.
Susan is officiating, and Kathy, you're going to be one of my brides.
That's
So-
right. So I have one more question for you. Is there anything that you'd like to say from here to Bachelor Nation before we go?
Yes.
What would you
So
like
I just
them to know?
Yeah. So first off, I just want to thank Bachelor Nation because they have stuck by my side through everything. And they've kind of given me that tough advice that I needed to hear, even though sometimes I didn't necessarily want to hear it. I know I can sometimes be annoying on television with all of the tears and the back and forth. But they've stuck beside me. And for that, I'm forever grateful. I hope this is not the last of what you see of me, Bachelor Nation. And I hope that one day you'll get to see that happy ever love story that I think I deserve.
You do deserve.
Can I just say, you deserve happiness. You deserve love. On The Golden Bachelor, that was the whole thing. Everyone deserves love. Do you hear me, Kylee? Everyone deserves love and to be loved. So we're rooting for you. And unfortunately, that's going to do it for this episode.
I
love talking with you.
We love talking with you. But that does it for this episode of Bachelor Happy Hours, Golden Hour. And Kylee, really, thank you so much. You gave great advice, and really thank you for sharing your story and being so truthful and honest. It's just, you're a lovely, lovely person.
We love getting to chat with you. And you know what? We're very proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank
should be
you.
proud of
I'm
yourself.
so
Yeah.
appreciative of you. And thank you for all of the advice as well.
Absolutely. And thank everybody for joining us today. And make sure to follow Bachelor Happy Hour as we have new episodes coming out every week that you might not want to miss.
Definitely you don't want to miss it. And make sure you submit your questions to us. It's really easy. It's easier than getting a date. All you have to do is go to
A lot easier.
A lot easier. All you have to do is go to bachelornation.com/golden hour or hit us up on social at Bachelor Happy Hour.
Send us your questions, your comments, anything you'd like. Listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thank you again for joining us. We're out.
See you next time.